Bro, I just gotta tell you, Rogue One is probably the worst movie of all time.
Have you seen Rise of the Skywalker?
Yeah, the greatest. Wait a second.
What?
You gotta get going, dude. The
Why?
Mr. Rodriguez show is starting.
Oh no! I'm coming. Fourth grade, welcome to the Mr. Rodriguez Show. I am your host, Mr. Rodriguez, and I need you to let me know you're ready in 1, 2, 3.
Hey man, I'm ready!
That was pretty good right there. That was pretty good. Hey, the last time we got together, we worked on some blind contour drawings. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna build on that a little bit, except we're gonna take that blind contour method and we are going to work on our face. Now, how are we gonna do that, Mr. Rodriguez? That makes no sense. You know what I'm talking about? I know what I'm talking about. So we're gonna need a couple things here. One, you're just gonna need a pencil. You're not gonna need an eraser. Then, you are gonna need a mirror. So make sure you can find a mirror to work with. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this drawing of your face done in a blind contour method, and we're gonna turn it into a different project entirely. So this project is actually gonna be broken up into 2 separate videos. One is gonna be the part where we draw our face, and the next one is gonna be where we turn it into a different project completely. So, if you remember a couple things about working with blind contour. 1, you can't pick up your pencil at all. Second, you can't look at your paper. You gotta be honest here, okay? Pretend Mr. Rodriguez is watching. The reason why you're not able to look at your paper is because it's teaching you to draw with your eye. Your eye is the most powerful tool when it comes to drawing. Your brain throws everything off because your brain gives you this preconceived notion of what the object, what your drawing looks like. Your eyes are the ones that tell you the truth here when it comes to drawing. So you can't look at your paper, you can't pick up your pencil. The 2 major rules here. So this is gonna be kind of a longer drawing compared to the practice rounds that we did. So we're gonna need to warm up a bit. So what I want you to do, I want you to press pause after I'm done saying this. I want you to do 2 1-minute rounds of drawing your hand. Remember, when you start a blind contour piece, you find a starting point and you work with it, okay? You work around it. If your eye stops, your pencil stops. At the end of the 1 minute, you can look at your picture and you can see, what you did. So I want 2 1-minute blind contour drawings in your sketchbook, marked off so I know this is your practice for your face here. So at this point, press pause, go do those 2 1-minute blind contours, come back, press play, we'll talk about how to do the face. All right, so what I have here, now that you're done doing your warm-ups right there, is you wanna make sure that you have your sketchbook, which you just drew in. Go to a clean page right there. Make sure your pencil is nice and sharp because we're gonna draw for a little bit here. You wanna make sure that the mirror that you have is able to get a good look at your face right there because we're gonna need to be able to see at least this area right here. All right, so now I have my pencil, I have my paper for my sketchbook, and I have my mirror right there. In my mirror, I'm gonna place maybe leaning on the table right in front so I can look and I can see right into it. I'm gonna get my pencil, it's nice and sharp because I'm not gonna wanna stop. The thing here is you have to draw for the entire time. In this period, in this 3-minute period that we are going to draw, you are not allowed to say, I'm done. There are lots of lines in your face. There are lots of lines in your hair. There's lots of, go to your shirt. You can see right here on my shirt, there's a bunch of wrinkles and stuff that I can start to address. But try to get your whole face, okay? Now remember, when we start, we're gonna find a starting point. So I'm gonna start right here. On this side, I'm gonna work my way around my head. And then once I get done here, I'll maybe go to my beard. I'll work my way around my nose, eyes, eyebrows, work my way to, the wrinkles in my head. But I'm not going to pick up my pencil for that entire time. So if I have to go from my beard to my nose, I have to drag my pencil. If I have to go from my nose to my eye, I have to drag my pencil right there. So I'm going to start my 3 minutes. It's going to go into fast forward here, and then what is going to happen is you're going to get on a timer and you're going to draw yourself then. And then we'll look at what happens. So, pencils down, mirror's good, and I'm off. All right, so that was my 3 minutes right there. I looked at the mirror. I did not look at my paper. I'm gonna look at it for the first time right now. So let's take a look and see how I did. Hey, you can see that I was paying attention to the shapes right there. I, for some reason, thought I drew my other eye, but I guess I didn't. But yeah, you can see I followed my head around, all the way around here. I followed the shape of my beard. I worked my way to my ear. I worked my way to my eyebrows, to my eye, just like that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn this piece into an abstract piece of art. Now, when I say abstract, there's plenty of things that can be set under the abstract umbrella. Abstract means there's really no one way to look at something. It means that you can have it open to interpretation, that you can see one thing and then another person can see another thing. That means I could be looking at this painting right here and see one thing, and then let's say Mr. Wright comes in and sees something totally different. What you're gonna do to turn this into an abstract piece, so you're gonna need those colored pencils that I asked you to get. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna find all the little shapes in here and we're gonna color them. Now, first thing I want you to do is, you see how I kind of have that opening right there? I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna just kind of close that so I don't have any open shapes. And I'm gonna look for any more. Nope, I don't see any. Everything in this right here, I'm gonna color. I'm gonna color all the little shapes and all the big shapes with colored pencils. And when I'm done, it's gonna look like an abstract piece, but we're gonna know what it is. But people that are maybe walking down the hall and they see this hung up on the board, they might not know what they're looking at. right, ladies and gentlemen, so I have finished my picture right here. Now, again, it might not look like much. You can put it this way, you can put it this way. It's an abstract piece. That means what someone else will see, someone else might not see the same thing. Two different perspectives can be read from this. So, one thing I want to say is when you're coloring, please be neat. Please stay in the line as best as you possibly can. Try to get it as thick as possible. I wish I could have done a little thicker here on the blue, but I just kind of ran out of time. So make sure it's nice and thick. The thicker, the better. So your abstract piece, I cannot wait to see what it looks like when it's done. And if you're virtual, make sure to write your name on it and hand it in with your pickup day. And if you are in school, make sure to write your name on it and put it over by the drawing rack so I can collect it, so I can take a good look at it, and so I can grade it. All right, Mr. Rodriguez out.